3 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days. That's how long we have to wait until Stranger Things Season 5 premieres on Netflix. But news like this makes the time go by even faster. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another Stranger Things Season 5 video. Today feels like a bit of a throwback. We've got a Ross Duffer Instagram post to talk about. One of my favorite things to cover, as you guys know, in 2024, every time he would post a behind-the-scenes photo dump, I was on it, covering it, doing a breakdown. What we're here today is he posted 2 pictures and 1 juicy caption, so I'm going to break that all down. But before I do, hit that like button, comment down below your thoughts on everything I'm about to get into, and of course, subscribe to that notification bell to help reach my goal of 150,000 subscribers here on the channel. I mean, quite a bit. And if you want extra Stranger Things content, you can find that over on my Patreon. I also do live streams. I just finished Stranger Things Rewind, where we deep dive into every episode of the show. So all of season 1 is out right now if you want to go check that out. Any support over there truly does mean the world. So today, Ross Duffer graced us with a post, and I'm just going to get down to it. He shared 2 images. The first is of a screen that says Chapter 1, The Crawl, and the next is Chapter 2, The Vanishing of blank with a question mark over it. It's crossed out because we still don't know who is vanishing. And the caption for this post reads, Chapters 1 and 2, locked, mixed, scored, colored, done. The Crawl is our favorite, most eventful first episode since season 1. The vanishing of, yeah, you think you know who, blah, blah, has by far the craziest cold open we've ever done. One of the sequences we're most proud of this season. I would tell you runtimes, but I was told not to at a later date, I guess. So this post is announcing that the first 2 episodes of season 5, The Crawl and The Vanishing of Blank, are fully done, locked and loaded and ready to go, meaning we could watch these episodes right now. Now, I know they wouldn't want to release 2 episodes at a time, but if they wanted to, they could.
Don't cream your pants.
Of course, the caption talks about how The Crawl is their favorite, most eventful first episode since season 1, and that sounds about right. The Duffers are quoted saying this season opens at 100 miles an hour, and just based on what we've seen from the teaser and knowing that a lot of that footage is only from Volume 1, it makes sense that we've got to get the ball rolling on this final season's plot very quickly, right? So we're not going to have 2 to 3 episodes to meander around Hawkins and, you know, have those more low-key moments of friends going to Starcourt Mall and hanging out, or, you know, we got a basketball game and a D&D campaign. We're not going to have those smaller moments as much early on. It's going to be a lot more, hey, stakes are high here. We've got to get the ball rolling with that plot. I mean, the commencing burn plan, that could all be going down in the very first episode of The Crawl. But them saying it's the most eventful first episode since season 1, that checks out, because in that episode, Will Byers goes missing and the manhunt ensues. 11 shows up at the end of that episode, so there's a lot that goes down there, and it sounds like in the first episode of season 5 as well, we're gonna have huge moments. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the mic drop moment to end the episode is Vecna showing back up. Anything's possible. But regarding the second episode, which for a long time now we've just known as The Vanishing of Blank, apparently it's got the craziest cold open they've ever done. Now, when I read this, my mind immediately went to young Will Byers flashbacks. We know they're going to open the show with young Will flashbacks, likely based on the opening lines of the script, and of course we've seen they're going to be doing a de-aged Will in season 5. We've known that for over a year, back in July of 2024 when the behind the scenes teaser dropped, and having seen the teaser trailer and putting the pieces together, you can tell young Will is actually evading a Demogorgon in this shot right here. So Will having powers in the Upside Down is going to be something that's tackled, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being this cold open for the second episode. Now, the big question still remains, who is vanishing? And for a while, I feel like I cracked the code. I know a lot of you guys do as well, where it's the vanishing of Holly Wheeler, right? We've gotten multiple shots of her with flickering lights. There's a shot of Karen with her, protecting her. They're trying to hide from someone. Is that a Demogorgon or Vecna coming after them? We've kind of put 2 and 2 together. Oh, it could be Holly vanishing. A lot of us, myself included, have said, oh yeah, it would make a lot of sense for Holly to vanish, because we also know that we're going to see a human form, Henry Creel, with this disguise on of sorts, almost to make himself more presentable to Holly, less frightening in a way. But that could all just be in Holly's head in a vision, so maybe she doesn't go vanishing. So what are some other options, right? A lot of people have thrown around the idea of the vanishing of Jane Hopper. We know there's going to be missing posters for Jane Hopper, aka 11, and so that could check out, but I feel like she's going to be missing when the season begins, and it's an intentional missing where she doesn't want to get caught by the government or the military presence in Hawkins, so she's on the outskirts, maybe, you know, camped out at the WSQK radio station intentionally to stay hidden, so the missing posters are a good thing, to make it seem like she's actually disappeared, when everyone actually knows where she is. So who else could this be? The vanishing of Nancy, Mike, Ted, Karen? Possibly. It could be one of the Wheeler parents, it could be one of the main kids. I don't think that's going to be the case. Again, I'm pretty confident it's Holly Wheeler, but how about the vanishing of Will Byers?
Say that again?
Yes, that's already the episode title of the first episode of the entire show, but what's to stop them from doing it again? You have a season 1 and a season 5 vanishing of Will Byers. This time around, we're revisiting Will's time in the Upside Down with prolonged flashbacks, adding more depth, and major revelations are made about his powers and how they're locked away in the depths of his brain, right? So he didn't have access to those memories or the physical powers, but he remembers them in this episode. That could be a cool callback to season 1 as well, with it just being, hey, let's do the vanishing of Will Byers again. It sounds strange on paper, but you gotta think, there are so many movie franchises that just reuse titles, right? Scream from 1996, then you got Scream in 2022, it's just Scream 5. Halloween does the same thing. I Know What You Did Last Summer just did it. It's a big popular thing in the horror world, and so I feel like with Stranger Things, obviously paying homage to some of the classic 80s horror films, it could be another cool way to do that with, hey, Vanishing of Will Byers, you got the season 1 edition and the season 5 edition for the Vanishing of Will Byers. Another outside the box one is, what if it's the Vanishing of Henry Creel? We obviously got tons of backstory with him in season 4, and with the inclusion of the first Shadow play in canon now, maybe this could be an episode with the cold open that gives us even more depth on Henry's backstory. In fact, they could take scenes from the first Shadow play, recast some of the actors, and film them for Stranger Things so that the key information involving Henry and his backstory is revealed to us in the show. That way, anyone who wasn't able to see the first Shadow play in person, which is the only way to access it right now, would be able to have information that otherwise wouldn't be accessible to them, right? So it's letting us in, including everyone, and including major moments and elements from the play so they're accessible to everyone, and so that we have that knowledge necessary to understand the main plot and potential reveals that occur later on in season 5. I think it's funny, though, that in this caption, Ross Duffer was very aware of how everyone thinks they have it figured out, and he's almost toying with us in a way. It got a kick out of me. I like when show creators or directors involved have a sense of humor about all that stuff. But the craziest cold open they've ever done, that sets a pretty high bar. I mean, they've had some wild ones. For those who don't know, a cold open is just the opening of an episode prior to the title card and the intro playing. So every episode of Stranger Things has one. A show like Game of Thrones, on the other hand, most of the times you get that intro that's about 2 minutes and epic pretty quick, but sometimes it's a special occasion you'll get a cold open in that show, and that was always a big deal. Here, every episode has a cold open. Who knows? You gotta think, the cold open of season 4 episode 1 was wild. We saw the massacre at Dawkins Lab, but it was edited and presented to us in a way that misguided the audience to make it think 11 was the one who did all this massacring, when in reality it was 01. So I'm wondering if we'll get something similar to that recontextualizes something we already know, or maybe even it's a scene and we're like, oh my gosh, Will did this, and they frame it as like, oh, Will's been working for Vecna the whole time, and then we find out later on there's a reveal or a twist that changes our perspective on that. So sounds like the Duffers had a lot of fun with whatever this cold open was. My money again is on Will's experience, Will's time in the Upside Down, hence the vanishing of blank. Even if it's the vanishing of someone else, not Will Byers part 2, right? We could still get the vanishing of Will Byers moments from season 1 that we didn't see, that were off screen, and that's the cold open, and then boom, it parallels whoever ends up vanishing, whether that be Holly or whoever it may be, in present day. That could be a cool way to go about it. And then of course he addresses the runtimes here. He knows the 2 runtimes for both episodes, but he can't say yet. They'll be revealed at a later date. It's funny though, because he shot down the fake episode runtimes that were making the rounds a couple weeks ago on his Instagram story, and as he should. Those were absurd. They were like all 2 hours and 45 minutes to 3 hours. That's ridiculous. Stranger Things season 4 had long episodes for sure, but they were like an hour 18, hour 45. The longest episode was like 2 hours and 22 minutes, the piggyback, which was the season 4 finale. So to think that every episode of this final season would be 2.5 hours or longer, insanity. That's not going to be the case.
He's insane.
But I'm really curious to see what the episode runtimes end up being, because it's been a point of discussion for a while. I wonder if they'll all be over an hour. My bet would be yes, they will be, but we'll have to see. I don't imagine they'll announce the official runtimes until like the week of the show, or damn near when the episodes hit Netflix. My big takeaway from all this, though, is that they're making progress. 1/4 of season 5 is fully done and ready to go. 6 more episodes remain to be fully edited and all that jazz. And I really also got a chill reading the line where he said that the episodes have been scored. Like, there is new original music composed by Kyle Dixon and Michael Stein for Stranger Things that exists in the world right now. We haven't heard it. We will by the end of this year. I cannot wait to hear the music of Stranger Things, and also what songs they pick for the soundtrack from the 80s. Both are pivotal parts to this show and really make Stranger Things what it is, so I cannot wait to add those songs to my Stranger Things playlist. And of course, we still don't know who's vanishing. Ross Duffer's toying with us a little bit about who that is, and if they don't reveal it beforehand, which I don't imagine they will, it's gonna hit when we sit down to watch that episode and it's finally revealed who it is. It could just be Holly Wheeler, it could be Will Byers, it could be someone we haven't expected at all. I can't wait regardless. That's one of the biggest question marks going into this final season. Who the hell is vanishing? We think we know, but you never know. But that pretty much does it for this update from Ross Duffer. What's cool about this is I imagine that every time we get 2 more episodes completed, he'll probably make an Instagram post about it. So this one happened to be in early August. I imagine we'll get some in September, October, and then in November, they'll probably finalize the finale. And then that opens the door to a whole other conversation for another video about when the official trailer will drop. My eyes are set on October, about a month out. You never know, maybe they'll drop 2 more trailers since it is the final season. But what do you guys think of this Ross Duffer post? Who do you think is vanishing? What are your predictions for the run times? How are you feeling about these first 2 episodes? Let me know in the comments down below, and of course hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you guys want extra Stranger Things content, you want to go the extra mile with support, Patreon is the place to be. All of season 1 of Stranger Things Rewind is out right now with myself and my fiance. We deep dive into every episode of the show, talk theories, predictions for season 5, but we're all recapping the episodes. It's like a rewatch podcast essentially, except we've already rewatched the episodes off air, and we just get together, talk about the episodes, and really have an emphasis on how they could tie into the final season. I also have a filming locations vlog that I recently posted where I visited Hopper's cabin and other locations, and at Hopper's cabin I got some juicy tidbits about what could be happening there in season 5. I also do live streams and more, so if you want any extra content, Patreon is the place to be. But that's going to do it, guys. Be sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't. I'm pretty active over there as of late with Q&As and just posts in general. But that does it. Thank you guys as always for watching, and until next time, I'll see you on the other side of the upside down.